This recording brought to you by the University of Adelaide.
Imagine you're sitting on a park bench down by the Lake Torrens, for example. A gorilla walks by. You think, that's really strange, a gorilla in Adelaide. But then another one walks by, and another one, and yet another one. Now, you don't need to know anything about this really strange situation to know what the next animal to walk by is going to be. It's probably going to be a gorilla. Now, another day you could be sitting there and you see a platypus walking by. You think, well, at least it's a native animal. But then a gorilla walks by, and then a platypus, and then a gorilla, and then a platypus, and then a gorilla. Again, you don't need to know anything about this really strange situation to know what the next animal is going to be. It's going to be a platypus. Now, if you understood that, you understood the gist of what sequential effects are about. Sequential effects are about the expectations that we develop about the future based on the patterns that we detect in the past. Of course, in a sequence of events with just two possible events, such as gorillas and platypuses, there are only two possible patterns: repetitions of the same or alternations of the same. But the question is, how does the brain detect these patterns? Now, one thing that we do know about the brain is that it's full of oscillations. They're the so-called brain waves that you've heard about. They come in different frequencies: alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Okay, but oscillations, what do oscillations have to do anything with detecting alternations and repetitions? Well, think of a simple oscillator, a child on a swing. If a father pushes the child at regular intervals, if he repeats the same motion with the right frequency, the child will swing higher and higher and higher, and that phenomenon is called resonance. In the same way, you can have mom and dad pushing from both sides, alternating the direction of the push, so that, again, through resonance, the swing swings higher and higher and higher. Now, for my PhD, I developed a mathematical model of how we detect alternating and repeating patterns in the environment through resonance with oscillators. Now, you have to trust me on this, but if you have enough oscillators with different frequencies, you can actually detect all sorts of patterns, not just repetitions and alternations of the same. So I'm hoping that in the future I can extend this theory to explain how we detect all sorts of patterns, not just repetitions and alternations, and hopefully, maybe down the line, make a contribution towards understanding the fundamental mechanisms of how our brain works.